What's up, fellow Polymaths? In this video of the Java Fundamentals tutorial, we'll be going over the date and time class and methods. The java.time package contains classes for representing the date and time, which was introduced in Java 8. There are many different types of classes, but here are some very used ones. There's a local date, which represents a date, such as the year, month, and day. There's a local time, which represents a time, such as the hour, minute, second, and nanoseconds. There's a local date time, which represents both a date and a time. There's a date-time formatter, which is a formatter for displaying and parsing date-time objects. And as I mentioned before, there are many more classes in the java.time package. But these are some classes that we can use to just test and play with the date and time objects. For displaying the current time, you just have to import the java.time.localDate class and use the now method. The same goes for the local time and the local date-time classes. All I have to do is just import the local time class from the java.time package as well as the local datetime class, respectively, and use the now method. For formatting the date and time, you just have to import the java.time.format.datetimeformatter class. This class has methods that allow you to format the date and time the way that you want to display it. The of pattern method in the datetime class accepts all sorts of values, and these are some examples. So depending on the way that you want to display the date, month, and year, the of pattern method allows you to implement this. So enough talking for myself. Let's go into the code and test this out. All right, so here we're in the main class, and we want to test out the date and time. So first, let's test out the local date. So first thing we need to do is import that local date package. All right, so now that we've imported the local date package, now we can create an object that utilizes the local date, and that'll allow us to display the current date. Okay, so I've created code that utilizes the local date object as well as calling the now method from the local date class. Now we're just going to output the current date object that we created. Nice, so we've been able to display the output. So the current date, as it's showing here, is 2022 on February 21st. So now that we've done this, let's output the other classes from the time package, such as the local time, the local date time, as well as making use of the date and time formatter. All right, so I created the objects for the local time and the local date time. So let's run this code right now. All right, so here we're able to get the outputs for the local date, the local time, and the local date time objects. So the first is the local date, which is February 22nd, 2022. And the local time here shows as 11:09 in military time. And then we have the local date time, which includes the date right here, as well as the time right here. And it also includes the nanoseconds as well. We have this output, we want it in a way so that it's a bit more readable to what we're used to. So for example, the date might be month, day, and year, or in some area, in many areas around the world, it'll be day, month, and year. So let's put that in that type of format. All right, so I created the code for getting the formatted version of the date and time classes. So let's run this code right now and see what the results are. All right, so here we have our results. We have the unformatted version and the formatted version. So we went over the unformatted version before. So let's look more in detail at the formatted version. So I used this date and time formatter class to create three objects, one for the date, one for the time, and one for the date and time. And you can see from this of pattern method, the way that we use an argument to display what the string will be. So in this case, for example, the date format, we have the month, which uses 3 capital M's, the date, which is 2 lowercase d's, and then the year, which is 4 lowercase y's. And we can see similar with the time and then the date time. So when we look at the output, we see, for example, February 21st, 2022, which matches a 3-character month, 2-character day, and 4-character year. And then the time, that matches the 2-character hour, the 2-character minute, the 2-character second, and then the A represents the AM or PM. In this case, it's PM right now. And then the date and time formatted object, which represents the E, which represents the day of the week. Then, of course, the month, day, and year, and then the hour, minute, second, and then whether it's AM or PM. So that's a pretty quick example of working with the date and time classes. There's a bunch of things that you can do as well, like such as if you want to pull what month it is, what day of the week it is, as well as how you can format the patterns as how you want to display it. There's a lot of documentation as well out there, but for now, this is good enough to get you started. All right, here's an assignment for this topic. Number 1, what is a class that can be imported to format dates and times? Number 2, write a program that outputs the current date and time in the year, month, day, hour, minute, and AM or PM format. Number 3, do the same as number 2 in a method that has a greeting message and includes the formatted date and time. Make the method pass in a name as a string. And you can look at this example just to get some ideas. If this video was of any value to you, then please leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.